And also, we're going to show you that footage that we got from Dancing on Ice last night of the proposal. That's coming up as well. Lots of people asking about that. Tell us who it was,
warm
what was
and fuzzy
it?
inside.
So that's coming up in a bit as well. At the moment now, though, we're casting our eyes over the stories making the headlines today. We've got Kelvin McKenzie and Kathy Lett. Welcome both. Lovely to see you.
Good morning.
So shall we start with, I mean, it would appear that there are a number of gentlemen in the papers who seem to have been caught out with either their mobile phones or their Twitter accounts.
Yeah, well, I think they're mad, these guys, aren't they? I mean, they're very, 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 very famous. I mean, Gordon Brown interviewed last night. Actually, I imagine there'd be a bigger audience if John Terry were interviewed, frankly, by Piers.
You're probably right.
And they're very, very famous, and they've got to understand that with that fame goes the chance that either women are going to ensnare them, or if they feel that way, they've got to understand that they're going to take a basin load at some stage, and they should just simply grow up. And Ancelotti, the Chelsea manager, says, I don't want to know about their private lives. And I quite understand that. But to be truthful, it's quite clear the other night that John Terry against Stoke was off form because of all the pressure on him. So it does overlap into their management. So I'd like to see the managers in the way that Alex Ferguson, he doesn't take any prisoners on that. You do that again, boom, you're gone. And I'd like to... So these guys don't respect anything. If I'm making £170,000 a week, perhaps I wouldn't respect anything, I don't know. But the managers should get a grip of these young guys and say, this is the price. You're only going this way once. Get on.
Because, to be an adulterer, surely you have to be an adult first. And these men are just so immature, aren't they? They've all got beautiful, wonderful wives. Why? Can't they keep it in their pants?
Well, how does
What's wrong with them?
How does it fit in the adultery spectrum when it is a text message,
textual harassment?
Well, or whether it's I mean, it was not harassment, is it? I mean, these were sort of traded legitimately between consenting adults. If it's a photograph that you send, I mean, Ashley Cole, the pictures. We can't actually show the pictures. Well, some won't let us, unfortunately.
For a moment, I thought he was on the front of your book, though, Kathy.
Well, the guy in the front of your book has got better pants than he has.
Well, it says may contain small parts.
That's actually my pants with another body put
yeah, sure.
We call those pants in Australia budgie smugglers, by the way. Tight pants. So I'm sure in your case it's an eagle smuggler.
No, a banana smuggler.
Oh,
thank you.
Well,
fruity.
Regardless of what they would actually be called, and Ashley's look very like little gym pants that he's got on. Seriously though, these pictures, I mean, how does it fit on that adultery?
It's just about the humiliation of their wives, isn't it? The fact that it's a public scandal. I mean, that's what is upsetting for other women.
Yeah, I find
those poor, how do those women hold their heads up in public? They should take revenge. They should get their own toy boys, much more rejuvenating than a face cream. I think they should perhaps even go gay, become lesbians, only a slip of the tongue. Why not? And I think they should also perhaps, humiliate them, maybe put some Nair hair remover in their shampoo bottle. Or
do you think
something like that.
Okay.
They must have some funny revenge on these men.
Do you think, if you were Cheryl Cole, would you stay with Ashley Cole?
I'd be using his testicles as maracas.
I think
right now, as we speak.
Yeah, but would you stay with him? Or you
Because-
definitely be gone?
Definitely, because he's treated her badly for so long.
I mean, we just
how
have to point out, though, he has
masochistic is she?
denied this again, and so that it was an old phone of his, which he lent to a friend. Were you finding this funny? Do you think that's totally unbelievable?
Yeah, the order of events was, yes, I did take that picture of myself in a state of however, and yes, but what I did was, it was an unregistered phone, as you might do if you were Ashley Cole, and I handed it to a friend of mine. Unbelievably, he handed it to another friend whose name he can no longer remember, who then used my picture to get involved with a single mother of two in Hull, right, to exchange these things. Now, to be honest, I don't know whether it's true or not. It's certainly an interesting plot for a novel, isn't it?
In the male, hall of excuses, I think that's pretty up there, isn't
What
it?
I want to know is, I mean, this isn't just something that happens. I mean, you were saying earlier on, they earn $175,000 a week, not Vernon, but the other guys. And you're sort of saying, if you had this much money doesn't forgive this, though. And also, it's not just people with money. This is happening in all walks of life. It's just that we don't know about it because it's not read-worthy.
Yes, that's true. Although I must say, in Ashley Cole's case, case, by sending the naked photo in some state of whatever it is actually illegal. I mean, you can end up in court on that. So if any of your viewers are planning to do this, there is a fine under the Wireless Act.
Isn't this a halfway house? Isn't this a sort of a safe halfway house for guys nowadays? Because in the past, where you didn't have access to this sort of communication, that rather than have to pick up the phone and talk to someone and then have the sort of voice-to-voice phone sex, or meet someone and it actually happened for real, now you've got the halfway house of being able to send pictures and text them.
There's sort of a technological reality to this. Is it a romance, though? It's not really a romance, is it?
But
and what happens is there are two sides. There are two sides to this. And so, actually, I criticise the women in this case, because men are predators.
Calvin,
men are sexual predators. Why are the women putting up with this? Why don't they just say, do you mind getting off the blinking phone? I've got interesting people to meet. I suppose they use their fame to ensnare them. Is that the answer?
And you do start to think that behind every successful man is a wife, but under every successful man is a mistress, otherwise known as a mattress. You know, because every famous man we know, except you two, of course, present company excluded, is caught out in some kind of dalliance. So it does make you think that men are sexual kleptomaniacs.
I hate reading things like this because it just doesn't feel nice.
Well, if it was your old man, and all this had been appearing, what would happen there?
What would I do?
Yeah, we kick him straight out, or
I don't like to think about it. I think it's something you can only cross when if that
But you're
happens,
Cheryl Cole.
it doesn't.
She is a more famous person than her husband, and probably more successful, and got a lovely face and everything. What is she? And being successful, she come from Council House in Newcastle and everything. So how is she going to deal with all this?
But I guess because he's denied it, we don't actually know if it's true.
He's only denied one of them.
If she loves him, is she going to believe?
I just think that girls should behave badly, because in France, of course, in Europe there'd be no scandal. It's de rigueur, But it is true that marriages do last so long now. From honeymoon to tomb can be 50, 60 years, and it's a long time to find the same person attractive.
Anyway, look, we've got to go.
But I think just the girl should have a bit of revenge. Maybe we should all take it a bit more lightly.
Well, the thing is,
go out
the difference is, and we were talking about this earlier on, the
the
difference is that when if a guy was sent a saucy text or a saucy picture, the last thing he's going to do is sell it to the newspaper. He's going to hope he gets some more.
Yeah.
But this is the other thing. Supposing you can misdial, can't you? You also hit the wrong voicemails. Supposing he starts sending them out.
Phones get
it might turn up.
Might send
one to me.
Oh gosh,
dear God, I've just thought. But please, if you ever send any, don't make sure.
I don't want to. Yes, that image is looming large. Let's have a look. We're not making small talk now either, I'm telling you.
Let's talk about
this was going to be included on television.
Something else